What's up guys, Gemma here and back again for another video, and today I want to give you guys some Nintendo Switch news after a couple of stories have been catching my eye over the last week, and as ever I'm eager to know exactly what you guys think in the comment section below. Now I want to pick on two things exclusively in this video, the first of which is the Zelda Breath of the Wild DLC that's oddly been announced before the game's release, which seems to have placed the divide within the gaming community. If you go onto Nintendo's official UK YouTube channel, you'll see that the dislikes far outweigh the likes, and there are numerous sources that claim numerous things, but most notably Forbes give us a reasonable and probably the most credible reason as to why people aren't overly happy about it. So the first thing I want to draw you guys to before we look at the DLC in a bit more depth is the price point. Now here in the UK it is being pitched at $17.99, which is about $22 with today's exchange rate. However, $22 with the exchange rate, but it's only $19.99, rather $20 in the US. So essentially if you're in the UK you will be paying that little bit more for it based on the exchange rate. Now why that's happened I don't know. I think it's a little bit shady personally. I'm not bothered about paying the additional money, but I just would like to know why. Like, oh, is the UK getting something extra? Like, I highly doubt it. It just seems like a very, very odd, if not naive move by whoever decided what the price points were going to be. But let me know, why do you think the UK's price point is slightly higher for the DLC than the US? Smash a comment below. If you've got a theory, drop it below. So what do we know about the 3 lots of DLC that were announced about a week ago? We know that the first DLC is going to be released on day 1 on March 3rd, and it includes 3 new treasure chests that will be available to access within Hyrule's initial area when you start the game. What they include, we obviously don't know. Secondly, in the spring we'll get a second DLC pack. The most notable thing that stood out for me was this hard difficulty setting. And Forbes did report that a lot of people were genuinely pissed off that the hard mode didn't come with the base package of the game. Does that seem a bit shady to you? Me personally, I don't mind. I don't mind that we don't get the hardest difficulty setting. I think it's great that we've had the DLC announced. I think it's great. I don't think it seems that tangible yet because we haven't had a chance to play it. But by all means, let's make this game seem as attractive as possible. And to me, I think announcing DLC early is actually a good way to really beef out the game before release. I wish more game companies would actually do that. Now the third portion of the DLC will come around the holiday time, so around Christmas time, and it is probably the best part of this DLC package because you do get a new dungeon, and I think for me that does add a little bit more tangibility to the Breath of the Wild experience. But again, I'm not emotionally invested in the game yet. I'm emotionally invested in the Zelda series as I've grown up on it, but in terms of Breath of the Wild, I don't really know how it's going to play out. I liked the look of Skyward Sword before that came out, but the game didn't really wow me. I enjoyed it, but I didn't get the Ocarina of Time wow factor. I'm really hoping Breath of the Wild gives me the Ocarina of Time wow if I stutter, wow factor. Wow factor. Yeah, let's hope we get the Ocarina of Time triple wow factor with Breath of the Wild. So don't forget to smash your comments below. Are you going to get the DLC? Are you going to hold off? Me personally, I think I'm probably going to hold off because I think there's going to be so much to take on in Hyrule just with the base game anyway, that I don't think I'd care about the DLC. I mean, what could we possibly have in those initial 3 chests in Hyrule? You know, an extra couple of slots in the satchel so we can carry more rupees, more items. Is it really worth it? Let me know what you think. So recently Nintendo looked at 8 games and revealed the download file size for each game, most notably with Breath of the Wild coming in at almost 13.5 gigs. Now Forbes also said that it was leaked that 25.9 gig will be available as usable memory when you take the Switch out of the box. So what does that mean? If you're going to be downloading games, note that you will probably need a whole heap of additional SD cards to really kind of get those games down onto your Switch, because if you get 26 gig out the box, you're downloading Breath of the Wild, that's like over half already. that is over half already. So, you know, I think that's, again, people have always complained about the Switch's memory, and they don't want to buy SD cards, and it's not that good, and it's not a great feature. But let me know what you think. I think, yeah, 13.5 gig, I actually expected a little bit more. I don't know what Skyrim was as an initial download, but I'll put it on the screen now. So we'll have Skyrim here, what the file size was to download, and the 13.4 gig, I believe, for Breath of the Wild here. So you can see the difference. I don't know what it is at the time of making this video, but we can discuss it in the comments. I'll also add my comment to the comments to beef out this point. So we've got the DLC, we've got a couple of pieces, well, we've got 8 pieces of information around downloadable game sizes direct from Nintendo. I just want to kind of conclude by saying some people have been messaging me on Twitter, and some people have been reaching out to me on Facebook saying they've actually cancelled their Switch pre-order. Now, I know on the Facebook group of my local game, they did announce that they had additional Switch stock, and it made me wonder, is it additional Switch stock, or is it because people have actually cancelled pre-orders? Either way, I don't mind. I think it's great that we're getting additional stock, because there were a lot of people out there that were highly disappointed they couldn't get their pre-order in on time. So maybe you've still got time. I know Console Yourself, well, I'm hoping there's a store in Yorkshire, Console Yourself in Pontefract. They may have additional stock. If you want to kind of punch them into Facebook and reach out to them, I think they might have surplus stock, or some led to believe. But if you've cancelled your pre-order, what I want to know from you good people is why, and would you consider the Switch, and at what point would you consider the Switch? What is it going to have to take for you to buy the Switch? Now, I think where Nintendo have capitalised on this experience over the Wii U is that they've really got that marketing behind it. I don't think the Wii U had much of a marketing campaign. What they did have wasn't very strong. There seems to be kind of Switch launch events springing up absolutely everywhere in most major cities, and I've seen loads of cool stuff of people really enjoying the games on all kind of social media platforms. So I think it's looking like it's going to be getting off to an amazing start. So that's all I want to say today, guys. I just want to say thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe, drop your comments in the section below, and hit subscribe to stay tuned. And don't forget, guys, hit that notifications bell so you get your email and you can stay updated with all the kind of content that comes out. I've got some really cool stuff planned, especially this Saturday when I'm doing the retro game market out and about stuff. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Followed by, of course, an amazing pickups video, because that's going to be pretty cool. Next week, I'm going to do a midnight opening on the Switch, and unboxing and first thoughts. Loads of cool stuff coming up. So thanks for hitting subscribe, thanks for supporting my channel. Hope you guys are awesome. I hope you're having a great day. My name's Gemma, take care, see you soon.